Hello YouTube and welcome back to another Dare to Game video. Today we're playing Elden Ring and we're doing another weapon video, and today's is 5 best Twinblades, and so this is definitely a probably more rare weapon type in the game, one that most people don't actually use very much, but they're actually pretty interesting and serve a pretty cool purpose. So we're going to be going through the 5 best ones. There are only 6 I believe in the game, or at least 6 that I've been able to find, so I've got the 5 best ones here. I'm going to show you what they do, what's so special about them, what their stats are, and where to find them. So like all my weapon videos, this will be all things considered equal, so my stats are all going to be up and all the weapons are going to be maxed out. So with all that in mind, let's dive on in and start off at number 5, the Twinblade. So as far as stats on the Twinblade goes, this one has a max attack power of 716 and an average guarded damage negation of 33.5. Requires 10 strength to use and 18 dexterity, so nothing too complex there. We've got the spinning slash two-handed attack and no passive effects on this one. So this one can be found pretty early and can be used pretty early because the stats aren't too ridiculous and does not require faith, intelligence, or arcane. So pretty interesting weapons there for just solo melee players, and now I'll show you where to get it. So you can see we're right here in the initial region of Limgrave. We come down to the kind of swampy area here with the big dragon that attacks you right over here, and we make our way over to the Dragon Burnt Ruins, and inside the Dragon Burnt Ruins there's going to be 2 cellars. There's one cellar that's out in the open that it just has a trapped chest down in it, and then you have this other cellar which is right here. It's hidden in this building that actually has 4 walls all around it, so you're going to need to be on your horse and jump over one of the low spots in the wall to get in here. But once you get in here, it's pretty simple to get this weapon. You just go down the cellar, open up the door, open up the chest, and search it. And there you go. There you've got the Twinblade. As far as combat goes using the Twinblade, light attacks are decently simple. It's one of the more complex weapons to use in the game, if I'm being honest, at least to use it effectively, just because of the specific way that the movesets work. But that being said, it can still be used a lot like other weapons. Really, the only place that I'd say the Twinblade specializes in is in the two-handed attack, since it just rapidly can do multi-directional hits with both sides then. It's great for taking out crowds of enemies. It's actually outside of... So, now that I've showed you all of that stuff here, the one place that it does actually kind of function pretty cool is mounted. Twinblades have a pretty cool mounted attack. When you hold down on the heavy attack, it just does this continuous spinning attack that is pretty great for crowd control. So that's Twinblade combat in a nutshell, and that's all the stuff to see for the Twinblade. So let's move on to number 4. Alright, and so for the number 4 spot, we have the Twinned Knight Swords. And now for stats on this one, we're looking at a max attack power of 731, an average guarded damage negation of 34.6. Attributes required to use this one, strength of 16, dexterity of 18. There is no passive effect on it, and it has the spinning slash two-handed attack. As far as finding this one goes, it's actually decently simple. You can see we're up in the Altus Plateau, way up here near the top, and we go to the East Windmill Pasture, which is up in this high point up here, and it can be found in this burning corpse pile. So you can see we've got a pile of corpses here, and you can actually find a couple different things in here, including the noble's outfit. The bright side about these windmill places is that the dancing, cackling women here, see, there's our Twin Knight Swords. These women here are actually not aggressive, unless you aggro them first. So, like I said, you just come up here to the East Windmill Pasture, and then that burning corpse pile, you'll find first of all, an outfit, the Traveler outfit, and then also the Twinned Knight's Blade. So again, for combat on this one, you're not going to see anything too extreme. Definitely got that same sort of limitation. I guess the biggest thing about the Twinblades to consider when you're using them in standard combat, is, especially against shielded enemies, is the fact that they just don't break shields all that well. So that's basically the main thing. So like I said, light and heavy attacks pretty standard. Again, we're going to have that same sort of spinning attack for the two-handed attack. So like I said, as far as Twinblades go, they are definitely strongest when using them in a two-handed attack, because if you just keep following up with them, it attacks pretty decently, can hit multiple targets at once. Whereas these guys with the great shields are always the bane of the Twinblade. Alright, so that is the Twinned Knight Swords. That's number 4, so let's move on to number 3. Alright, and so at the number 3 spot, we have the Godskin Peeler. So a little bit more unique looking one here. As far as the stats on this one go, we have a max attack power of 731, an average guarded damage negation of 34.6, strength of 17, dexterity of 22. No passive effects on this one, but it does have a special attack called the Black Flame Tornado. And so again, this one's going to be decently simple to get. Actually, it's going to be pretty close to the last one we got. So we're going to be over here in the Diminula windmill village of the Altus Plateau region. So we were in the East Windmill pasture for the last one. So you just come over here, you enter through the bottom, walk all the way up to the top. The windmill village is actually one of my favorite places to grind runes because there's a lot of the same type of enemy will respawn here. They're pretty simple to kill. They don't really aggro until you attack them, and they not only give you runes for killing them, but they oftentimes drop golden runes as well as, you know, very different unique weapons. So it's actually one of my favorite grinding spots, so little tip there. But anyway, you get all the way up to the top to Windmill Heights, and there will be a Godskin Apostle to kill up here. Not a very hard fight, but once you do, they will drop the Godskin Peeler. Alright, so for this one, a little bit more powerful, a little bit better at breaking shields. Strength attack is basically the same, but again, like I said, where we're going to see an actual difference on this one is going to be that two-handed attack, which is what shines with the Twinblades. Oops, I started it a little too close. See, so it does a large area of attack, spinning attack with the dark flame. And so, that is basically combat in a nutshell for the Godskin Peeler. So, let's move on to the number 2 best one in the game for Twinblades. Alright, and so at the number 2 spot, we have the Gargoyle's Twinblade, and as you can see, it's a little bit more bulky than the last two, and looks very gargoyle-y. In fact, it's just two of a shrunk-down Gargoyle's Greatsword stuck together, so appearance-wise, it's pretty standard. As far as stats on this one go, we have a max attack power of 770, and an average guarded damage negation of 35.2. This one has, for attributes required, 18 strength and 15 dexterity. There are no passive effects, but it does have the spinning slash two-handed attack. And so to get this one, it's actually one that is locked behind story progression, so if you want to get here, you have to make your way to the Siofra Aqueduct, and the only way you can make yourself down into this region is to access the Nokron Eternal City, and to do that, you need to have defeated Starscourge Redan, and after you kill him, a comet or asteroid or whatever comes and lands down in the foggy woods over here, decently close to, well, actually, basically right here. There's a big hole in the ground that you have to make your way down. Once you get in there, you make your way all the way across this region here until you come to the aqueduct-facing cliffs, and then you're able to come down around through. And once you do, you make your way to this big watery section here. So we came in through that direction. So once you get here, you have to defeat the Valiant Gargoyles. There are 2 of them. You'll fight the first one. Once that one is down to half health, the second one will spawn. And once you've defeated them, they will drop a Gargoyle Greatsword and the Gargoyle's Twinblades. And that's how you get them. For attacks on these things, pretty standard stuff, except they do just a little bit higher shield breaking than their lighter, earlier counterparts. Well, there goes my sneak attack. And again, like I said, we're going to be just mostly seeing an advantage through the two-handed attacks, because it allows us to do decently rapid attacks. Because it allows decently rapid attacks, and of course, you know, from both sides, so it works in crowds. So, that is the number 2 spot, the Gargoyle's Twinblade. Let's move on to the number 1 best Twinblade in the game. Alright, and so for our number 1 best Twinblades in the game, we have the Gargoyle's Black Blades. And so you can see they look pretty standard to the last one, but just have some of that black tar on them, like a lot of black gargoyle weapons. So as far as stats go on this one, we have a max attack power of 900, so a decent step above the last one. An average guarded damage negation of 33.5. As far as attributes required to use this one is strength of 18, dex of 15, and this one's the first one with a faith requirement, so faith of 22. This one does not have any passive effects, and it has the spinning slash two-handed attack. As far as getting this one goes, it's actually a reward for an optional boss, so the very first time you're making your way up to the Grand Lift of Rold from the Forbidden Lands entrance, you're going to come between here, usually, between right here and here. The Blackblade Kindred will spawn in, and you can either run straight past them and make for the Grand Lift, or you can fight them, and if you fight it and kill it, you will get this this Black Blade. So this is the same type of monster that will spawn at the Bestial Sanctum. So there are 2 of them that spawn, and like I said, you kill this one, and that's how you get the Gargoyle's Black Blades. So again, we're not going to see too much very special with these. Light attacks are going to be very standard, kind of a stabby attack, especially if you do it like that. And then for heavy attacks, we have the jump and stab. So that is the standard attack pattern for all Twinblades, and this one follows suit. Where we're going to see actually a little bit of something that actually does something, it's going to be in that two-handed attack. So, and I found that basically the only way to effectively use Twinblades on just, you know, standing combat, because they're pretty great on mounted combat, but the only way to effectively use them on the ground is to be ready to utilize a lot of rolling. If you get an instance like this where you're able to kind of just take them on from the front and you get lucky enough, it's not so bad. But the only way to make them effective in general combat is to do a lot of rolling. So I can understand why a lot of people haven't experimented much with the Twinblades. They're not that great of a weapon, or at least conventionally easy to use. I would say, and considering I've tested pretty much every weapon type in the game extensively, out of all of them, the Twinblades are the hardest to use effectively. They certainly have things about them that might make them a little bit overpowered depending on your playstyle, but I'd say that these are the biggest challenge as far as weapons go in the game. So that is top 5 best Twinblades. I've showed you what they do, what their stats are, and where to get them. Hope you liked this video, but that's all for today, so we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching another Dare to Game video. If you liked this video, please leave a like and a comment. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel. If you like my content and would like to support this channel, consider becoming a member today for as little as $1.99 a month. It makes a huge difference. But in any case, thanks for watching and have a nice day. I'll see you next time.